Go back, 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 back.
Check. Hello, Red Wave. Welcome to Where Bulldogs. My name is Caleb. Tonight, not sure if Mr. Pletz is going to join me or not, but I'm going live, and we're going to talk about this famous Idaho Potato Bowl. This is Where Bulldogs podcast. You can follow us on X, _Bulldogs, on YouTube, Beware Bulldogs, and this is where we talk Fresno State. This is a place for the Red Wave to talk about Fresno State. All we ask is that you share this with one friend, and if you're in the chat, get in here and let us know where you're from, what you're enjoying tonight. This is After Dark tonight, Fresno State After Dark. It's a little late. I got the 2-year-old down, so we're all good. We're going to go through we'll talk score and numbers, but I got some talking points that I want to do, and then you guys help me out in the chat. Bulldogs Bob, you're going to have to help me out here. What's going on, by the way. And we'll talk about what we saw and future and things like that, and we'll get to responses on X as well. First things first, Dogs lose to Northern Illinois in double overtime, 28-20. Also, shout out to Alex Shear, who was kind enough to come on and do a quick little get to know. He's the host of the MAC Sports Connection podcast. He's the future MAC commissioner, so check him out. He's a good guy, very knowledgeable of all things MAC. So he's got a lot of stuff on there. He did a good job, and we get to meet some fun people on here. So shout out to Alex. After Dark means the little kids can't interrupt. That is yes, I'm all about it. I just put the 2-year-old down. Just put him down. That's what I was a little bit late because I was reading to him Dr. Seuss book. Man, that was a tongue twister, by the way. Those books, I forgot that they can be tongue twisters. But the kids are down. We'll see if Pletz makes it in here. He may just hop on. He may not. I'm not sure. I know he had dinner plans, so we will see. All right, let's start with what was said online. I kind of live tweeted this game, and I wish I hadn't done in a long time. I haven't been able to sit down and actually see what's going on X throughout the game. It was fun. I'll start by saying this. This was the first half of this game was probably the most fun I've had watching Fresno State football maybe this entire year, this entire season. So I mean, I don't know about you guys. Let me know how you feel, but I had a good time. The first half was a lot of fun. So here's what everyone said though for the whole game, and I may have commented myself. I'll skip mine though. The Max Sports Connection, Alex says 27-24 wasn't too far off. Great game, guys. That was his prediction he was picking NIU to win. I ended up later on X, if you go back, I changed my prediction to 24-17, but I forget what I picked last with Alex. Either way, it wasn't right because I picked Fresno State to win. Mid-Valley DIY. Typical Fresno State loss this year. Didn't make adjustments after halftime. That's a key point of mine that I will make later. Got out coached, and the skilled players did not execute. Next year, new coach and new players will hope to bring some life back to the team. Build back, be ready for the Pac-12, pack the stands, including the red seats. Oscar Maciel. Unpopular opinion. Fire every single current staff and don't retain. Coach Tedford did it. Fresh start. Can't retain mediocrity. That is an unpopular opinion. And I tend to disagree with that just because I really like, especially the coaches that we had on defense. The position coaches that I had. Whatever they were doing, whether that's recruiting or development, they had something going there. And I want us to make sure that we have that going into this upcoming season. I know we're retaining a couple. Curious to see how linebackers look. I know, and coach linebackers at USC, but curious to see how linebackers look without Skip going into this next season because that was a strong suit for us. We're losing probably our two best defensive players. I don't know. Devo after this game made a case for that, and so Corey Foreman looked good as well. But Malachi and Tuasivi looked so good. And I will say, well, I'm jumping the gun here. Hey, my 2-year-old is up out of the bed. What's up, bud? You need to help mom out and go back to bed. Oh boy, we're going to see how this goes. All right, after dark, didn't go so well. All right, I'll keep going. Robert Polvido, Lynch's career is finished. Yes. Okay, so let's talk about this timeline for the game. Then I'll get to you guys currently in the chat too. Lynch missed 3 field goals. He missed a 48-yarder. It was short. It was on target, but it was short. Then he missed one wide right, which was very makeable. Missed it wide right from the left hash. And then he missed the game winner. And we set it up right down the middle for him. And he shanked it. Brutal. Lynch is getting reamed in the comment section. So this is not going to be the last one. Jay Frez. Lynch, no bueno. Some people are saying some mean things. I'm not going to be too mean. But he says we need to look at the Fresno State men's club soccer team. I don't disagree with that. We're a great soccer community. You need, bud? Sorry, buddy. We're going to see how this goes with the 2-year-old. Thomas Holt, kicking game lost us this game. Fun stat, 2 for 6 in 1-score games. That hurts. You can sit up here if you say go Dogs. If you don't say go Dogs, though, I got to put you down. Okay. Oh boy. 2 and 6 in 1-score games. That's big time. Just look at the Chiefs. That's a big difference. But, a lot of that is what I'm chalking up to coaching too. So, and we'll get to that in a second. Oh, let me read what you guys are saying in the chat. let's get the most important thing out of the way. Every home game next year has to have at least one "Let's go Bulldogs" sign. Yes. ESPN, you did not see this. This is probably the biggest takeaway from the game was someone on ESPN was not happy that they were working and decided to put Bulldogs on everything instead of Bulldogs. I thought it was pretty hilarious. Don't you think, Truett? Yeah. Bulldogs also adds, Woods and Mandel were both better than Keene. Sidelines, Fresno State. That first Joshua Wood drive had me hyped. Me too. Tourette Cowboy, Lynch and coaches caused us the game. I agree. There was a yes. If you look at it, he's shaking his head no. Truett's saying no. But in a way, yes. I'm put on the coaches first, but there are lots of other things too, execution wise, that I think we should get to, and we will in a second. Bulldogs Bob Jackson Moore said Entz is keeping 4 current coaches right now. Yeah, I saw that. I know JD is one of them, and I saw the other name. I'm forgetting, but they yes, I saw that. So I'm curious to see who all of those are. Skip did say, if you guys didn't listen to the press conference after the game, he said he's not going to be. He doesn't think he's going to be in Fresno, and we've been hearing that, so that's not surprising. Craig Hartman, Bulldog Bread Collective Vodka coming out January 6th at stores everywhere. Let's make that NIL money and get some players here. You fired up for the vodka? Yeah. We're going to need a lot. And I don't know how sustainable this NIL stuff is. I mean, how do people have this much money to just give every single year the millions of dollars to college athletics, to their school to go sign? I mean, the market has to figure itself out, right? There's no way this is sustainable, right? I don't know. We'll see though. But I think it's cool that Bulldog Bread is doing lots of different things. You know, they had the Red Wave beer with Tioga Sequoia. They have this vodka. They have lots of different things going on that they're doing, and I think that's good. They have to do that. Get people involved, especially people like us that aren't going to be writing. I mean, even in my world, a $5,000 check to the collective because I can't right now. So because this guy right here still getting potty trained, right? You're almost done being potty trained. No, you're doing pretty good. You're doing pretty good. You got to say go dogs though. Go dogs. There you go. Buddy Rivera, dogs looked pretty good the first half. Yeah. Leave that up there, bud. Don't touch. I agree. I was very excited the first half. Bulldogs Bob, I can understand missing the first 2 field goals, but the last one was a gimme that would get you fired in the NFL. Yes, true. So he is getting this soundboard lights up with colors, and he's going crazy. 1 second. Okay, we're going to get Mama's coming to save the day. Bulldogs Bob, let's go ask Fresno City College if we can use their kicker. I mean, I love Lynch as a Valley kid from Bakersfield, and for the onside kick against Suds, that's San Diego State, in 2022, but he's not consistent enough. And I agree. He looked great at the beginning of his career, and now there's been some inconsistencies. You got to make those. You have to make those 3. Also, I will say this: coaches got to kick I know it's a bowl game, and it was the first touchdown, but we scored early in the game. You kick the point after, we win the game. You kick the point after, we win the game. No questions asked. This is a fight. Can you tell? Go Dogs. JD Williams, Baxter, Aaron Pryor, and Matt Smith. Got it. If those are the 4 coaches. JD Williams, secondary, DB's coach, Baxter, tight ends and special team, Aaron Pryor, running backs, Matt Smith. He did sign an O-line coach, but that's right. He said he was going to keep Matt Smith on in some capacity. I haven't heard yet though. Looks like your boy's a night owl. Oh yes. If he's going to be up, he can learn what a traitor is later, like Sherrod. That's right. Hey, we don't like Boise State Broncos, okay? Say, give me a go Dogs. I have a whole track of him saying stuff, but when the cameras go live, the kid shuts down. I'm not doing my job. I got to figure this out. All right, let's talk numbers real quick. 28-20 final score, double overtime, loss to Northern Illinois Huskies. We scored 13 in the first quarter. Okay. 13 in the first quarter, and then we didn't score the second half. We didn't score the rest of the game until the first overtime when we scored a touchdown. Team stats. Individual stats. That's what I want. Okay. So Joshua Wood and Jaden Mandel. Jaden Mandel got the start. I believe he went 3 and out. Okay. And now the 2-month-old just went down. So I got to be a little bit quieter as the door is open. Jaden Mandel got the start. Went 3 and out. And then Joshua Wood came in and looked really good. And to me, Josh looks like the type of quarterback that Entz has had in the past, right? Someone that's able to get outside the pocket, make a throw. I think Josh just needs to be a little more careful with the ball. He had a couple throws that he put in some dangerous spots. One towards the end of the game, but I think it was 3rd and 9. I think it was in overtime, actually, when it was like 3rd and 9. He threw one in the end zone in triple coverage. I understand what he's trying to do. I see it, but there's just some things we got to do. And then he had 3 overthrows, Wood did, that he would love to have back. I mean, we all saw it, and I saw his reaction on TV. We overthrew guys, but I'll say this. I would rather have Josh overthrowing guys than having him underthrow guys. And we've been having underthrows a lot. And so what annoyed me a lot about this game was that where were the deep shots to Mac? Right? There was one, but I think I put this on the coaching staff. I didn't go back and watch the game twice. So I don't know. I didn't see Mac running deep. I didn't go back and look. But I'm curious to know the play calling and if Mac was sent deep a lot, because he should have been. I saw him in the slot a lot. I would have rather had him outside going deep. In the first drive, Josh had a nice toss to him over the corner before the safety, and then he had that deep one to him. I mean, I may be getting some players confused. I think both of those are Mac, though. And I wanted to see more of that. But Josh went 16 for 23, 180 yards and a touchdown. Jane Mandel went 3 for 6, 31 yards and an interception. The interception wasn't good. It was a bad interception. But both quarterbacks, before I get to you guys, both quarterbacks were under a lot of pressure still. NIU sent a lot of blitzes, a lot of different blitz packages. I thought they did a good job disrupting the pocket. And that's why I like Joshua Wood in there. What I didn't understand was, even throughout the game, if you guys watched it, Skip would say, "We're playing the hot hand. We're playing the hot hand." Well, Jaden came in, threw an interception, and then went back out, and they put him back out there, and then we had a punt. And it clearly Wood had the hot hand. So I don't mind seeing Jaden out there or Josh out there, either. Excuse me. I don't mind seeing Jaden out there, but don't tell me that we're going to ride the hot hand and then do that. It's weird. I don't know what was going on. And then last thing, one thing that was different this year or this game was Pat McCann was in the booth this game. Now we could talk about if it made a difference, but he was in the booth this time. In the first half, if everything was scripted, that was great. Whatever he was seeing, it was great. But then things changed. Okay. USC Go Dogs. USC O line just transferred. Okay. Well, that must have been as we've been talking. I did see that we had a kid from Iowa. He was an Iowa Hawkeye, and he transferred. Here, Justin Watson. Yep, mistakes were made today. Sherrod is LMFAO. Win or lose, I love watching the Dogs. Excited for 25. I want Wood as our quarterback. There's enough there to win with. I agree. I think with whatever Entz brings to the table offensively, Wood is going to fit that more so. This game was so similar to almost every loss this year. Just replace Keen with Wood and Mandel and fill in the Huskies, and it's the same thing. So the frustrating part was, it was the same thing, and it was clearer than ever in this game that we had talked in the past that our halftime adjustments, late game adjustments are non-existent. It was hard to watch. Excuse me. I'm fighting a cold too. Just getting everything tonight. Donaldson looked awesome. He looks so good. I know we were put in some situations where we had to pass the ball, but our running game opened up our passing game today. And it was so good to see because we haven't seen that in a long time. Well, probably since Colorado State when Donaldson went off. But once that happened, we got to keep feeding him. I wanted to see more. I wanted to see the coaches do more with Donaldson. They gave him the ball 15 times. He had 82 yards and a touchdown, along with 23. He averaged 5.5 yards a carry. Ran over some people. He was awesome. I'm in love with Donaldson. If we can keep that kid around, that's going to be amazing. Because I know he's getting offers right now. But the coaching staff and what they did and how they handled certain situations, and we'll get to more, just wasn't good. I was not happy. And especially when it comes to adjustments. Rick Anderson, I'm a little concerned Ent's not at game evaluating the program live. Rick also adds, quarterback did great job handling pressure. Back to Entz not being at the game. I can see how that would be concerning. I do think there's a side of it where we saw commits coming in today. I'm sure he was recruiting. And I hope and I hope he was talking to him during the first half of the game. He was. I think Entz is going to have enough time. I'm not too concerned, Rick, about him not being there. I think he's going to have enough time to learn the players, who they are. Maybe, I think maybe it was good for him not to be there kind of like looming over everybody's shoulder. Just like give Skip his space and the team some space and let them just go play, feel free. That's just a thought. I'm curious to know what you guys think. Skipper said Entz was at the practices this week. Bulldogs Bob says, and Buddy Rivera says there's going to be plenty of film for Entz. I agree. I think we're going to be okay. Um, I'm excited, actually. From what I saw, the pieces that we have with Donaldson, Wood, and if Mandel comes along, there'll be some competition there. They're going to push each other, but I think Wood is the guy after today. And then I was actually very happy with our young wide receivers. I think they're going to be pretty good. And then defensively, we were missing our top 2 corners. Alzillian is coming back, so he did play this game. And but with our young corners, I was very happy. We had a freshman out there playing. R.L. Miller was out there playing nickel. Embry was out there. Davis was out there. He looked good. I'm happy. And I did see Bumgardner got a year back today, so he can come back and play if he wants. So, there's a lot of potential. And Foreman has another year if he wants. I think he should come back and be the stud next year. Devo did look good. The 3 best players out there were Devo, CV, and Malachi on defense, in my opinion. Well, Dean looked good, but he had one play. But Davis honestly was up there as well. But I'm really excited. Short story long, I'm really excited about all the pieces we have. I didn't see much of a drop off from the new starters. I agree, buddy. I agree. Justin, we're trying to keep P4s from coming for Donaldson. We are. And so that vodka, I guess we're going to have to, my wife likes vodka. I might have to grab one of those. Bulldogs Bob, there's plenty of young talent for Ents to work with next season, and not just on the defense. Uzan reminded me of a young Richard Marshall. Yeah, I'm really happy with these young pieces and what they put out there today. Let's talk. Okay, Joshua Wood did have 11 carries for 32 yards and a touchdown. He was sacked twice. I was happy from what I saw from Wood and his ability to maneuver and read the defense on those. They looked. I don't think they were RPOs. A lot of those were designed quarterback draws and read options. Either he's given to Donaldson or he's keeping. Jaden Mandel also ran the ball once for 3 yards, lowered the shoulder. They gave him a bad spot. They said he was short. On TV, it looked like he had passed. He had made the first down. But very happy from what I saw from Donaldson and Wood. I wonder where Gilliam was. I didn't hear anything about Gilliam. I saw him out there, but I don't know. I wonder why we didn't see more of him. But I wish we would have seen a little bit more from the running game, as in attempts. Like let's feed them. We got to feed them. Receiving stats. Magdalena led the way in receptions with six and in yards with 118. Jordan Brown, 4 for 38. Bryce and Donaldson, 3 for 28 and a touchdown. Elijah Gilliam had 3 catches for 14 yards. There he is. Lyndon Rivera. I'm going to butcher that name. I got to figure how do I pronounce that correctly. 2 receptions for 8 yards. Richie Anderson, 1 for 5. And then Jonathan Arsenault was targeted on a little trick play. He was open, just missed him. He is listed in here with no stats, but that comes back to me now. We should have had that one. Mac was great. Jordan Brown looked really good. I'm excited for these guys. I think we're going to be just fine. And Bryson Donaldson in the passing game as well is good. I like him. It was fun to watch Wood run. Bulldogs Bobs. It was nice to have the Dogs have a quarterback who can move for once. It's been a long time. Craig's out here getting his commission. $3 a bottle of vodka to the Dogs. We can literally make $3 to $5 million by just changing from Tito's. Buy that vodka. Okay. What about the goose? What's this? I don't know. Justin, if we NIL the O-line with Wood and Donaldson, we'll have a dangerous offense next season. The wide receiver room is a total question mark for 25. That's why Entz is a great fit. That's true. Good night and great show here. Thanks, Craig. Thanks for joining. Good night, man. Get that vodka. I agree, Justin. When it comes to the O-line, I mean, in my opinion, when it comes to football, I'm an O-line guy. I think you build the team around the O-line. I think we have it backwards right now. I think the NFL is figuring it out. Right? Don't pay the quarterback so much. Stick with the really good O-line. You can have a Dak Prescott come in and do pretty well for himself and win a lot of games. Brock Purdy win a lot of games with a good O-line. Like, get your O-line and D-line top notch, right? And then a decent quarterback is going to thrive, especially one that knows how to control his legs. So, the reason I say that is because someone that can run sometimes will tuck it too early and just go. But if Wood can be that threat, but also sit in the pocket protected, I'm playing a lot of hypotheticals here because I don't remember the last time Fresno had a good O-line. It's been a long time. If we could get that though, that would be great, and we would be deadly for sure. And we need that. We need that because Wood and Donaldson, they deserve that because these guys are going to be dangerous. And if they see that they're not getting that, they might bounce. So get the O-line play up to speed. I think that's key number one. And I believe I'm with you, Justin. Entz is the guy to do it. All right, defensively, let's get the numbers up here. CV led the way. Tua CV Nomura led the way in tackles with 12. Malachi Langley, 9. And Muzan was there with 8. He did have a TFL, along with Dean Clark, Corey Foreman. Jarius Satelli had a sack, along with Sione Noah. And then I know Jaden Davis had a pick. Other than that, let's see what we got. What's this? Breakups. I feel a sneak coming. Oh, boy. Oh, Lord have mercy. Excuse me. Pass breakups. Dean Clark with 2. Should have had 3. Defense. Once again, defense looked good. Look, we gave up 13 points in the whole game. Once again, huge. That goal line stand on the 1, that probably got me the most fired up out of the entire game. That was it. That was huge. To see Tyler Mello in there, hitting the pile and pushing him back. Malachi just standing the dude up on the 4th down. Oh, man. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. So, I mean, shout out to the defense once again. I mean, we saw Ezra Christensen in. We saw a lot of guys that we didn't see. Jaden Carrillo got in. Joe Delana got in on offense. Jazon Jax was in there. You have a TFL? I don't know. Jakari Embry was everywhere. I mean, we saw a lot from this defense and from young guys that we saw good things from the defense from guys that we have not seen a lot from. So I'm very happy. Bulldogs, Bob. Defense played a great game. A few posters on Barkboard started saying things in the end like, why do we want Coyle back? But once again, the offense left them out to dry. I agree. I mean, look, you can't be frustrated with Coyle. Maybe in some instances, small things. But when you only give up 13 points, That's huge. And this defense was good all season long. There are a couple hiccups here and there. UNLV was bad. I get it. Washington State was bad. But for the most part, this defense was really good and really fun to watch. Look, if this is we are 1 point after from winning the game, from knocking it through one extra point. We missed 3 other field goals. I think if Dean Clark goes up and high points the ball or hits the tight end of the wide receiver, they don't score. Maybe later, but I think that was a third down. Was that third down? Second down. I have to remind me. But if Dean goes up and makes that play, it's a different ball game. There's a lot of things that if we just took care of one thing here or there, we win that game. But it just so happened that the stars were aligned for NIU. They must have said a few more prayers than us. I don't know. But it just lined up perfectly for them. They did the small things the right way. They made the adjustments, and that led to them winning the game. And it hurt. It did hurt. But at the end of the game, you just kind of throw your hands up and say, that's Fresno State football. What should I have expected? Unfortunately. Dang it. We'll get them next year. But I was very encouraged by what I saw. So I'm excited. I'm really excited going into next season, as all of us should be, and as all of us always are. The future is bright for Fresno State. We can keep these boys here that are here right now. We keep them here. The coaching staff continues to develop and continues to nurture their relationships with them. And then we go out and fill the needs where need be. And this team is going to be pretty good. We got one more year in the Mountain West. Malik Sherrod, by the way, transferred to Boise State today. Announced that right after the game. Also turned off the comments on his post. Scared of us. Probably smart of him, but at the same time, he said something like talking smack along the lines of, you may not respect it or something like that, but you're going to have to watch it. By the way, I'm not going to watch it until we play you. I hope nothing but the best for Malik. I like him. I hope him much success. And then when we play him, I hope we kick their ass. And that's the only time I'll watch Boise play unless they're in the playoff again. But I doubt that. Bulldogs Bob, are you going to talk about the basketball team soon? Yeah, we could talk right now about the basketball team if you want. And Fantasy Farmer adds, why would you want to follow in JT's footsteps? I totally agree. That's going to be a rough one. Basketball team just lost again to Cal Baptist. This is the second time they lost to Cal Baptist. So we lost to Cal Baptist twice. We lost to Bakersfield this year. And then I'm sure you all saw it, but Amar Aguilar was dismissed from the team. Wahlberg came out and said, and this is what I really appreciate about Wahlberg saying this. He said, look, there's an attitude thing going on. It wasn't going to work. See ya. I like that. I like hearing that. And I know that's just how Wahlberg is. He's going to be straight up. I wish a little bit of that would leak into the football program, and it may with Entz. I'm not sure how he does things. But a lot of us here were not excited. We're not thrilled with how the Cam Lockridge thing was handled. And we still don't know what exactly happened. They said personal. He had some personal things going on, which may have been the case. But how are we supposed to know? All we saw was him not playing against Air Force and taking pictures with the Air Force Falcon. And then there were personal issues, and he didn't play the rest of the season. Like that was weird. I feel like we deserve to know. Another O lineman committed. Was that the USC O lineman? Or we just throwing are just our O linemen just flocking to Ince right now. That is, well, USC O lineman and an Iowa O lineman. I saw the Iowa O lineman today. That's huge. I mean, Ince is already taking his thumb and marking what he wants here. Like, this is how I run the program. This is what I want. This is what we need. And we do need a lot of linemen because we're losing a lot too. Back to basketball, though. Amar is dismissed from the team. Look, when there's a poison in the locker room, or I'll even say this. When there's ego in the locker room and it leaks to on the field, that's when we start to have problems. And I think a lot of us start to see it. Like, Amar is a good player. He could be a good player. He could be a good player. But it's sort of like I got to get mine mentality. And that does not work in the dribble drive offense. That does not work in a Wahlberg defense. Because you have to play every position, and if someone is open, you better hit him. If someone's driving through the lane and they get beat, that means you're on help side taking a charge. It's team basketball through and through. And it's really hard to play at a high level, and most people can't. I mean, I think a lot of us who have played in that system played for Wahlberg, Amundsen's, and everyone down the list. You know, we've seen freak athletes come into these systems, really good basketball players that just don't fit in there because they want to play a different style. And I think that was Amar, and he was, you know, if he made his shots and we won games, we're not talking about this. Just like if we hit one extra point, we're not talking about losing NIU, and we're going home with a bunch of French fries. But we're losing, missing a lot of shots, and then we start complaining, and we're having attitude issues. I think it's the best thing that could have happened for everyone. So that's my thought on basketball. I know we are back into Mountain West play this Saturday. We play against UNLV, and UNLV beat someone that was a pretty good team or played them tight. I would have to go look. I watched the first half of the game, and UNLV looked pretty good. I mean, once again, Mountain West is always going to be good. There's great basketball there. Go Dogs. I read that Coyle would have been gone regardless after the season, contemplating retirement and moving back home to New York. Wouldn't surprise me. It actually surprised me that Baxter's all in. I really like Baxter. I got to meet him and his wife. They're fun. And I got to meet Coach Coyle too and talk. All great guys. Skip, all of them are great guys. But Baxter is funny. He's hilarious. And I need to get his wife on here because I think she's a sports lawyer. We got to talk to her about these things that are coming down the pipe for college athletics. Okay, so we talked quarterbacks. I think Joshua Wood's the guy. We talked a lot about coaching. Yeah, I mean, once again, I was extremely frustrated with the timeout situation. I mean, there were 40 seconds left. We had the ball at the 20. Why not run the ball? We had 3 timeouts, correct? 3 or 2? I believe we had 3. Run the ball 3 times. 2 times. Call timeout after each play. Donaldson was looking great. What are we doing? And then into the second half, we have multiple timeouts left. And it almost looked genius after we blocked the punt. But then we'd come out and just kick the field goal, and we missed, which hindsight's always 20/20. But if we had 1 timeout left, if we just ran the ball to the middle like we did at the end of the game, need it, call timeout, kick it, there's his practice shot from the center. And then maybe he ends up hitting that one. the last one. I don't know, playing hypotheticals here, but there's game man. There was a lot of game management questions that I had that me and many others who were screaming at the TV to call timeout, to use timeouts. I still to this day don't think we ended a half or a game using all of our timeouts. I don't think it happened. I don't know what's going through our coaches' heads at the time. I don't know. It need to be better. This game comes down to Lynch. Nat says, I disagree, Nat. I think there's a lot in that game that we should have done. I think it was coaching. I think if defense makes a couple more plays, if we have a couple, we had 3 overthrows that Wood had. He gets those back. Those are touchdowns. Mandel forced one and threw a bad interception. So, it all adds up. I don't even think we needed to be in that situation. We just kicked the extra point and we win the game after the first one. And that whatever play that was really bad on the 2-point conversion. It was really bad. Kudos to NIU, by the way. They looked like they were having a lot of fun coming down the stretch because they were calling trick plays one after another. And we made one good play in the back of the end zone on the first trick play. I believe was that in overtime. We knocked it loose. But they kept going for it, and they got us. And their coaches made adjustments, and they beat us. So it's frustrating, but at the same time, I leave this game with hope because quarterback play was promising at times. I haven't seen a quarterback that can run in a while. There is a lot to work with here. And the most dangerous word in the sports dictionary, potential. We have a lot of it. It could be fun. It could go poorly, but we have a lot of potential. And I'm excited for that. So as basketball season gets going, we're going to be breaking down now that we're in. We thought we'd do a better job talking basketball. Sorry. But now that we're in conference play, we're going to be on it, breaking down games, talking about things, keeping up with basketball. And then baseball is quickly approaching. So we got to get on it. Murph Gray is one of the top prospects in college baseball this year. And he's on Fresno State baseball team. So we're going to keep up with him. I know we're going to be talking with Hit or Die during baseball season this year. So that should be fun. And then I want to, and then I saw today, water polo starts in January. We are a water polo school. So I'm thinking there needs to be more water polo talk in Fresno. And if where Bulldogs can lead that charge, well, why not? Let's do it. We have probably the best water polo coach in the world in Natalie Benson. And we have ladies that are very good. They're setting records. I don't know if you saw my X tweet today. I put out my Fresno State Player of the Year for 2024. You have to go find it. It's a female water polo player. She set the record for goals at Fresno State, and she was the fastest to do it. And we haven't been around for a long time. Okay, I get it. Fastest to 100 though, and I believe she was second team All-American, first team All GCC. So I think we need to talk more water polo. Dude, field goals made and the game is over. I know, Nat. I know. That's why I'm saying it also needs to be on the coaches for not kicking the extra point. What do you say? So what you are saying is that basketball will be brutal this year. Baseball should be fun though. Yeah. I like that their coach knew he was in the potato and coached like it. Why not keep going for it on fourth downs It's true. I think at halftime they were 4 for 5 on fourth downs. Let's get this up here, shall we? Okay. Fourth downs. Where are we at? Do they have them? They were 4 of 6 on fourth down. We were 0 for 2. We were 3 for 10 on third down. They were 4 of 16. Time of possession, 39 minutes to the Huskies, 20 minutes and 45 seconds to the Bulldogs. Big difference. Each team had an interception. Let's see. 0 for 1. Field goals made. We were 0 for 3 on field goals made. Yeah, we know that. Total yards, take into account sacks and everything, we had 183. They had 242. Oh, what am I looking at? Sorry, guys. That's kickoffs. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. So we got to be better. We got to hold on the ball. We got to run the ball more, in my opinion. We got to run the ball more. We had big plays, though. I understand. We got to keep the ball safe. No more interception about every game this year. Defense looked good. I mean, I think I've talked about it a lot. Let's keep going. Let me keep reading. What's going through Lynch's head? Good question. Probably girls. I don't know. Or no one was there to yell at him. By the way, let's talk about that. What do you guys think about? Let's talk about the first round of college football playoffs and the bowl games, because I think with the college football playoff, I saw this on X a lot. I don't know if you guys saw the crowd at Boise. It was pretty much non-existent. Granted, I get it. It's cold. It's Boise. In my opinion, I don't think we should be playing bowl games in cold weather stadiums. I get it. People want it. The blue turf is an attraction for the rest of the country other than Fresno. But, it's a cool thing to play on blue turf. I don't think it's very fun to be in the cold. I don't care where you're from. I don't think it's very fun. It's fun for a day. A snow trip for a day is fun. Playing football, sitting in bleachers for 4 hours, not very fun. It's fun if you're winning, but that's it. I don't see how that would be fun. Not a lot of people at the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. In my opinion, one of the reasons for that is because the playoff has diminished the meaning of bowl games. So, and I think we can all agree on that. Boise's hard to travel to for both teams, for Fresno and Illinois. I think they're Chicago area. So, unfortunately, the playoff has removed the meaning from it. But here's what I worry about, is that schools like Boise are now going to be losing money hosting these games. I don't know if they are or not. I hope, because ESPN owns all of this whole bowl season, I hope that ESPN is compensating their losses. If they're not filling seats, selling tickets, things like that, I hope ESPN helps them out. If not, then I could see games like the Potato Bowl moving to Fresno. I would hope, or to warmer weather climate, because it's going to be hard to fill those stadiums no matter what, no matter who's playing there. I mean, and then you have the LA Bowl, which is fun. It was a fun bowl. I really enjoy it. And by the way, I enjoyed all the bowl games. I enjoyed football. And I'm tuning in. But you have UNLV against a bottom dweller in the ACC against Cal. And the LA Bowl is supposed to be the top Mountain West school. And then it was like the 4th or 5th place Pac-12 school. But, I mean, and you guys have heard it before plenty of times. You don't need me to keep telling you this, but it was why? Why is the top Mountain West school playing the bottom dollar from the ACC or Pac-12 and we're winning year after year? It's just gotta mean something. It's got to carry some weight to it to bring people to purchase tickets, right? Or you're going to have a large fan base, a football fan base, not just like a Boise fan base, a large football fan base that's going to go no matter who's playing because it's football, which I think Fresno could put 20,000 in the seats, just Fresno. I think they could. I think we could encourage people to go out and buy tickets to go watch Boise play Northern Illinois, to just hate on Boise. Because I think Fresno people are like that. I mean, I'm like that. I think so. I'm curious to see what happens in the future. I don't know how the money works in the bowl games, but I'm curious to see if games will start moving to warmer weather, or are we going to lose bowl games if people aren't going? What is ESPN going to do? Bowls have been so much fun so far, like Memphis, West Virginia game and ours today. I agree. A bowl in Boise isn't a reward like going to Hawaii or Bahamas. True. The playoffs were fine. Indiana and SMU both deserved to be in them, and Bama didn't losing like a Vandy and only scoring 3 against Oklahoma. Just watch the FCS playoffs. I agree. First round, there's always blood. If Fresno State was playing Cal in the LA Bowl, we would have sold out. The Rebs and Bears have very few fans. I agree. 100%, Bob. I talking about the LA Bowl. I think Fresno fans travel better than anyone in the Mountain West, first off. So we would have been in Vegas or LA, especially against Cal. And then 2, the playoffs. I think that's what the first round is for. We got to weed these people out. We're weeding out the competition. And you know what? I'm all about, there's a big conversation of the best teams or the deserving teams. I'm all about the deserving teams. But look, you lose 3 games. You're obviously not the best team. Don't fill your conference with 20 teams then where you're going to lose 3 games. Ultimately, the Big Ten and SC are going to leave anyways. They're going to do their own thing, and we won't have to worry about it. I just hope people continue to watch the other conferences and what we have going on. I enjoyed the first round of playoff games. I thought it was so fun because they were on college campuses. I thought that was awesome. And I think the schools that got buys deserve to play on campus. They got to figure out a way so that we can still have a Rose Bowl, a Sugar Bowl, Fiesta Bowl, things like that. But the top ranked school, the top 4 schools, they should be playing at home. Could you imagine Penn State going to Boise? That would be insane. It would be so fun. Texas going to Phoenix to play ASU? Huh. Awesome. Those schools deserve to have those games, right? Because I'm all about like the deserve conversation rather than the let's have the 12 best teams conversation, because Tennessee would have gotten into that conversation, would have gotten in with that conversation, and they got blasted. Absolutely blasted. Pops 86. All good, man. Welcome in. You're going to have to go back to the beginning and listen to what we talked about, because we're almost done unless you got anything else. Unless you guys listening got anything else, throw it in the chat. Bowl season has been fun, though. Bowl season's always fun. It's just hard to get fans to commit to going to a game that, like our game, you have 2 backup quarterbacks. It's cold. Do I really want to pay for travel and tickets and all this stuff? It's going to be really hard to persuade people to do that. So a lot has to change for college football. A lot is changing in college football. A lot's changing in Fresno when it comes to college football. And I'm very hopeful after what I saw. There's, like I said, a ton of potential, and I'm really excited. Why the F does your Wi-Fi still suck? Because I have not hooked up the Starlink yet. They have not had time. But I will get on that. It might be my Christmas gift to me if I work Christmas morning to hook it up. You were right about Tennessee. Their fans owe you an apology. Thank you, Bulldogs Bob. Thank you. I'm going to have to retweet that. Dogs will be fine. Thank goodness we are in the pack with the rumored media deal that is coming. I've been seeing a lot of posts that there's a big media deal coming. See what that means. Probably bigger than Mountain West, though, I would assume. And then teams. I saw USF, South Florida, Memphis, Tulane. Wow. Like as possibilities. Nothing formal, but possibilities. So, we're just going to sit back, wait and see. They're doing the work. Let's make sure that they hear us and know what we think and what we want. And we're going to I'm going to cheer on the Dogs next year in the Mountain West. And I hope we destroy Boise next year with players committing there. I mean, shoot, we're getting players from Utah State, by the way. So Utah State's probably not a big fan of us. It's going to be fun, man. Basketball game against UNLV this Saturday. We'll be watching that and keeping up with that. And then make sure you hit the bell and so you know when we go live or when videos come out. We'll be talking Fresno State. Pops, I'll work on getting that Starlink hooked up for you, my friend. Thank you, guys. Hey, we did an hour. We did an hour just with me. So I hope that was okay. Thank you, guys. Hey, God bless. Merry Christmas. Have a wonderful time with your family. Here's what I'm doing. I want to encourage you guys to do this. I'm going to put the phone down the next 2 days. Don't hit me up. Don't try and tempt me. I know what you're going to do. Don't tempt me. But I'm going to get on like my siblings. Hey, man, put the phone away. Talk to me. Maybe a box or something. Everybody put their phones in a that. So I'm excited. If Christmas is going to be fun. It's always a great time. I hope you guys have a blast at Christmas with your families. And your loved ones, friends, and the food. Hope the food is great. It's the reason for the season, man. For God so loved the world, He sent His only Son, Jesus, who we're celebrating next 2 days. I celebrate every day. He sent His only Son, die for us, that whoever believes in Him shall not perish, but have eternal life. God bless you guys, and as always, go Dogs.